Quick Read Synopsis: Getting to Yes by Roger Fisher and William Ury. Overview. The purpose of negotiation is to get a desired outcome from interactions with others. To reach a resolution, a communication exchange must take place. The principled negotiation method is a middle ground approach that avoids pandering to the will of either side by coming to a resolution based on fairness and opportunities for mutual gains. Remember to keep the negotiation about the people behind the arguments, not the arguments themselves. Do this by focusing on the relationship first and foremost before addressing the argument. Getting to Yes set forth the groundbreaking concept of the BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement. The best decision may actually be to acknowledge that no decision should be made after all. Key takeaways. Chapter 1. The 3 criteria for judging negotiation methods are an ability to reach an agreement, the efficiency of the method, and its amicability towards all concerned interests. The aim of any negotiation is to reach a wise agreement. What that looks like is one where position arguing is not the foundation of the negotiation. Instead, merit-based negotiation is the root of compromise. Positional arguments result in arguments between egos, as both parties become locked in and defensive over their respective stance. Positional arguing is not efficient and can result in damaged or broken relationships between parties. Instead, principled negotiation, which is merit-based, focuses on people, interests, and criteria, and not positions and the egos behind them. Chapter 2. Never lose sight of the human element of negotiations. Separate the people from the problem. People come first. Negotiations happen between human beings with emotional investments and biases, not just sides of an argument. The relationship between the parties on opposing ends of the negotiation are just as, if not more, important than the outcome of the negotiation in question. Position-based negotiation creates a space where the human element and the argument become entangled. When this happens, it all becomes too easy to focus on the problem and not the other person or persons. Return the focus of the negotiation back to the people involved. Do this by addressing the 3 categories of problems associated with the human element of any negotiation: perception, emotion, and communication. Perception. Reality is subjective to the point of view of participants on either stance of a negotiation. In order to influence an opponent, empathize with their point of view by understanding their personal connection to the outcomes associated with their viewpoint. Then, loudly and clearly communicate those things which you are willing to accept that your opponent wants to hear. The basis for an agreement can happen when both parties feel a sense of ownership for the ideas forming the root of the negotiation. Emotion. Acknowledge that your opponent has fears, hopes, and personal feelings tied to their position. Build rapport by giving attention to their need for autonomy, appreciation status, and sense of purpose. Reflect on how your words may be perceived as a threat to your opponent's image or sense of identity. Communication. Communicate effectively by actively listening. Speak from a position of yourself instead of an attack against them. Acknowledge their concerns and let them know they are being understood. Focus on building a relationship with the other party outside of any specific negotiation. Chapter 3. Seek to find a resolution to interests, not positions. Do this by getting into your opponent's head to understand the interests behind their point of view. Get clear on the interests behind your opponent's position and that of your own. Understanding the multifold interests motivating the positions of both sides is how you find resolution to the interests. Serving your interests is the ultimate reason for negotiation in the first place. Articulate your interests to your opponent and invite them to share their own. Solicit their input. Ask for clarification if you have misunderstood their interests. Deliver your interests first, then your proposed solution last. Be forward-focused. Avoid reflecting on past experiences. Instead, direct the discussion toward where you'd like to see things go in the future. Critique your opponent's argument, not your opponent. Chapter 4. Develop your skill at inventing options. First, now the 4 obstacles standing in the way of many options. Premature judgment, searching for a single answer, assuming a fixed pie, and thinking that solving their problem is their problem. Making judgments based on preemptive criticism can stand in the way of imagination. Imagination leads to the invention of options. Searching for a single answer cuts corners in the decision-making process in ways that may negatively impact the decision being made. Though it may not come naturally to us to develop ways to satisfy both sides, giving legitimacy to your opponent's argument is not necessarily counterintuitive. In order to invent creative solutions, distinguish inventing options as being separate from deciding. Brainstorm with your opponent. Broaden your available options. Seek out ways in which both sides mutually gain, and come up with ways to alleviate your opponent's decision-making process. Chapter 5. Use objective criteria, like precedent and community practices, and employ standards of fairness, efficiency, or scientific merit to increase the likelihood for a wiser outcome. Objective criteria are not biased toward any one side's will, are legitimate and practically apply equally to both sides. Consider using procedural means for resolving differences, like one cuts the other chooses, taking turns, or drawing lots. Seek out the theory behind your opponent's proposal. Thus, any proposal you make that directly addresses the criteria of your opponent will have more merit. Seek out objective standards for deciding between starkly opposing proposals. Yield only to principle, not pressure, coercion, bribes, or threats. Chapter 6. Know your bottom line, or worst acceptable outcome, in order to help you resist the pressure of the moment. Possible problems with a bottom line. Bottom lines are rigid, limit creativity, and can lead you away from an acceptable agreement. The best alternative to a negotiated agreement, or BATNA, is the purpose of negotiating in the first place. The purpose of negotiating is to arrive at a decision better than would be arrived at absent of negotiation. Evaluate your proposal against your BATNA in order to help stimulate the creative process and arrive at more imaginative solutions. The negotiating power of either side is contingent on the relative appeal to each of not reaching an agreement. A strong BATNA will facilitate ending a negotiation. This gives you the power to exert your interest and your terms. If both sides have strong BATNAs, the best decision may be that of no decision at all. Chapter 7. Consider including a third party into the negotiation if your opponent fixates on position instead of merits. When your opponent criticizes your proposal, avoid becoming deadlocked and do not get defensive when they attack your ideas. Sidestep their attacks and deflect them. Solicit critique and advice instead of getting defensive. This could lead to your opponent inventing a solution that satisfies your desired outcome. Speak in terms of questions instead of statements, and utilize the power of silence to break stalemates with new possible solutions. Chapter 8. Strategically address your opponent's tricky tactic. Raise the issue directly. Question the legitimacy of the tactic and pivot the negotiation around it. Addressing the tricky tactic head-on renders it less effective and puts you in a position of power over establishing the rules of the negotiation. Tricky tactics may include deliberate deception, false statements or misrepresentation, psychological warfare, or positional pressure tactics, extreme demands. Combat positional pressure tactics by addressing them head-on, calling attention to it. Remind your opponent what they stand to lose should the negotiation go awry. Then, find a graceful way for them to exit the situation.
Hi, I'm Rhonda, and this is an exclusive audiobook video recorded for the Audiobook Master Channel. Enjoy your audiobook and have fun learning. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll get updated on our next upload. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and say your thoughts about the book we just covered. Do you want to listen to a summary or review of a book that we haven't covered in the past? Say it in the comments below or send us a message. Don't forget to check our other uploads. Enjoy listening!